Ja, ich bin's wieder, Käse, ne? Herren, hier mit meinem Let's Play von Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. Und beim letzten Mal, inzwischen habe ich mich auch wieder eingekriegt, ist ja auch wieder ein bisschen Zeit vergangen seit der letzten Aufnahmesession. Ja, haben wir die Zeugin kennengelernt, Aura Blackwell, die ältere Schwester von unserem Simon Blackwell ist, und dass sie den Mörder bei der Tat sogar beobachtet hat. Aber, naja, sie hasst das Gericht, also können wir mit ihr als Zeuge nicht rechnen. Aber zumindest haben wir ihre Aussage. Und, oh Gott, Apollo. Sniff. Jetzt müssen wir uns aber darauf konzentrieren, dass wir unseren guten Mr. Starbuck rausbekommen. Aus dieser Verhandlung. Let's do this. 20. Dezember, 10:15 Uhr. District Court, Courtroom Number 5. Hä? I suppose we should reconvene the trial of Solomon Starbuck or something? Your Honor, could you please come out from under your bench? There are no more bombs, I promise. Oh, yes, I apologize. I'm still a little jumpy when it comes to trials involving bombs. I mean, first the courtroom exploded. And then Mr. Trelane self-destructed. I guess that's one way of describing what happened to Nate. Anyway, it seems that Mr. Justice was seriously wounded by Mr. Tenate's actions. So you, Mr. Wright, will be taking up the defense? Do you have an understanding of what happened in the trial so far? Yes, Your Honor. The defense is ready. Very well! Is the prosecution also ready? Scheinbar ja. Oh, I take it you'd like me to give the opening statement this time? Looks like the judge has become a pretty good mind reader. Well, he's certainly seen more than his fair share of colorful prosecutors. You could say he's something of a veteran of sorts. Let's see! In the previous part of this trial, we learned that the victim, Clay Terran, escaped from Launchpad 1 carrying the defendant Solomon Starbuck. There were explosions on the second floor of the Space Center and the rocket itself. The two astronauts used the Launchpad 1 corridor to reach the morning lounge. And? How could the victim crack down the ladder if he was carrying the defendant? That was the mystery that needed to be solved. But Mr. Justice proved that the victim was killed in the boarding lounge. Prosecutor Blackwell, were you able to discover any new facts related to this point? Upon further investigation, we discovered an oxygen tank fragment in the lounge. Surprisingly, it would appear that Justice Dono's argument was correct. So that means the testimonies of the first two people on the scene are suspect. There were two people who claimed to be the first on the scene. But can we truly trust their statements? Let's see, the two people were Detective Candace Arm and Yuri Cosmos, right? You think that one of them might have given a false statement to the police? Yes, it's certainly possible. We might have to do a little more digging. And just as our team was about to cross-examine Detective Arm, the courtroom bombing incident occurred, and the trial was put on hold. That accursed fellow. He killed my witness. He killed Detective Arm. He definitely put the kibosh on anyone asking her about what she saw. Exactly. In other words, the question of who killed the victim in the boarding lounge has once again become the main focus of this trial. It's obvious Prosecutor Blackwell still thinks it was Mr. Starbuck. Fulbright said that Blackwell has a thing against the astronaut. Nevertheless, the defense argues there was a third person in the launch and that's who killed the victim.
Objection.
To make such reckless claims in a courtroom takes a bold man or a stupid one. There was no third person in the boarding launch. Or have you got dirty already, old man?
Objection.
Bitte? We'll see who's the dotard after I trounce you with my years of experience, little boy. In any case, Mr. Starbuck claims he saw someone leaving the lounge. Furthermore, a Space Center employee also saw a suspicious feature at the scene. They saw a third person? I see my sister has been running her mouth. That's right, I almost forgot that Aura is Prosecutor Blackwell's sister. No matter, she didn't see this mystery person's face clearly. Therefore, there's no evidence to indicate that this person was not the defendant. I guess the possibility that the figure was Mr. Starbuck is still here. In brief, we need to determine if a third person was there or not. To this end, we should hear the testimony of one of the first people on the scene. Director Cosmos, huh? Very well! Bailiff, please bring the witness to the stand! Hi! Why, I believe I've seen you before in the newspapers! Of course you have, of course you have. For I am Yuri Cosmos, director of the Cosmos Space Center, which was, of course, named after me! Yuri Cosmos, surrender my Fischstäbchen! Don't you have anything you wish to ask me? Vielleicht über Fischstäbchen? Looks like he's all geared up to do some bragging. 7 years ago, I successfully launched the Head 1 and... Everyone already knows how brilliant you are. Even I am trying to hold back my tears at seeing such a great man standing before me. So could you please proceed directly to your important testimony? Ha ha ha! I see this fine young lad has a proper appreciation of greatness. Then allow me to begin my epochal testimony that will be recorded in the annals of history. Surrender my Fischstäbchen. That speech of Prosecutor Blackwell's just now. It sounded more to me like he was poking fun at Director Cosmos. It's probably for the best that it sailed right over the director's head. Now then, Director Cosmos! The condensed version of your illustrious testimony, please! Gut, dann leg mal los, lieber Fischstäbchen-Segway-Mann. Detective Alm and I rushed towards the boarding lounge together. We went via the control room and peeked in from there to see what was going on inside. We saw a figure standing in the middle of the lounge and Terran lying on the floor. I had to say it, but I can only imagine the standing figure must have been Starbuck. I see! So in your testimony you claim you arrived on the scene after the two had escaped from the launch pad on the launch! And just after the victim had been killed! Oh, the horror! The humanity! But what I said is what I saw, and what I saw is what I said. Courageous action to take in the face of such terrifying explosions, wouldn't you say? To save my man and my Fischstäbchen, I went personally into the epicenter of danger. Risking my own life for theirs! Ha 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 ha!
Well, what do you know? It sounds like the director really cares about his man and his Fischstäbchen.
Yeah, although it sounds more like he was scared and just had a peek from far away. Is the defense ready to cross-examine the witness? Yes, Your Honor. Director Cosmos' testimony is pretty vague. I'm going to have to press him. Verzeihung. And draw out more information before I do anything else. Das ist eine gute Idee. Na dann, Kreuzverhör. What I saw at the scene. Bam, bam, badam. Jetzt müssen wir nur die richtige Aussage finden. So. Ah. So. Er meint also, dass es nur Starbuck gewesen ist. Aura Blackwell also saw a suspicious figure in the lounge. But she gave the statement that it was too dark to see the person's face clearly. Did you see this figure's face clearly? No, not clearly. The lighter they were holding illuminated the area around their feet at the time. But other than that, I could see little else. That's why I could see Taryn, but I couldn't see who the other person was. So, for all you know, it might not have been Mr. Starbuck, isn't that correct? I would like to believe that. Starbuck isn't the type of man who's capable of murder.
Objection!
When the witness entered the boning lounge, there was no third person there. Isn't that correct, great Space Age Director?
Was bin ich denn heute? So in Gän-Laune. Furchtbar. Yes, that's right. Only Starbuck and Taryn were there by that time. After we peeked in, the lounge suddenly went dark and the figure vanished. You mean they disappeared? That's odd.
Objection!
The reason the figure appeared to vanish is because it was the defendant. When the witness weren't looking, he fell to the floor and feigned unconsciousness.
Hold it!
Hold on! Director Cosmos, did you ever take your eye off of the scene? Just for a brief instant. About as long as it takes for a shooting star to go by. If you took your eyes off the scene, then this third person could have been escaped during that time. But what escape route could this person have used? The direction opposite the control room, the southern door to the elevators. There's no security lock on that door, so it would have been possible to escape that way.
Objection!
All things are possible, right, Doom? The real question is, do you have any proof?
Well...
If we're just talking possibilities, we could each profess whatever we'd like. An inmate who used to be a university professor and lunar researcher used to say that there is a kingdom of little green men who live under the surface of the moon.
As long as they don't punish us in the name of Sad Moon for what we've done to it.
But I say, where's your proof that this quaint kingdom exists?
He's calling your theory a work of fiction, boss.
And he is right. I don't have any proof yet. Still. The southern door was a possible escape route. I'd better make a mental note of that. Director Cosmos, may I ask you a question? Yes. Why did you look away from the boarding lounge? Ha ha ha! There's actually another tale of bravery behind the answer to that. It was when Detective Arm saw the figure and raised her gun. Being a great humanitarian and protector of mankind, I'd try to stop her. What? You're saying Detective Arm raised her gun as soon as she saw the figure? I imagine her instincts as a detective told her they were a killer. I don't know about that. And were you able to prevent Detective Arm from firing her gun? I'm afraid I was too late. I was unable to stop her. She identified herself clearly and then she fired 2 warning shots at the shadowy figure. This information about Detective Arm's actions sounds critical important. Please add it to your testimony. Jawohl, surrender my Fischstäbchen. Detective Arm fired 2 warning shots at the figure. Okay, also 2 Warnschüsse. Jetzt können wir doch schon mal was damit anfangen. Wenn dem so ist und 2 Warnschüsse abgefeuert wurden, dann ja. A single bullet hole was found in the boarding lounge. Bullet itself is missing. Wir haben nur ein einziges Schussloch hier in dem gesamten Teil gefunden.
Objection!
Are you sure you were really paying attention to what Detective Arm was doing? You doubt my words! Words that will someday be written down in history books and Fischstäbchenbücher! Oh Gott, der alte Opa! Brumm, brumm! Somehow, I don't think that those exact words will ever be written down in any history or cookbooks. Mr. Wright, could you please explain yourself so that we can all understand? You said that Detective Arm fired 2 warning shots. And yet, only 1 bullet hole was ever found at the scene. What? Only 1 bullet hole means the gun was only fired once. And yet, Director Cosmos is saying Detective Arm fired 2 shots. No editor would allow such a glaring contradiction into a history book.
Objection!
Unfortunately for you, the witness words are true. We confirmed that 2 shots were fired from Detective Arm's gun.
Objection!
But there was only 1 bullet hole at the scene. Where did the other bullet hole vanish to? Ah! Vogel!
You should know the answer to that already.
I should?
During the previous trial, a certain oxygen tank was presented as evidence.
Alter, was ist los? Wieso muss ich gerade am laufenden Band gähnen? Vielleicht hilft's, wenn ich was trinke. Brauche ich vielleicht eventuell mehr Schlaf oder so? Keine Ahnung.
We already discussed it was ruptured in the launch, have we not? Well, it appears that the thing that ruptured it was a bullet. A bullet that was found near the tank, to be precise. This bullet was fired from a .38 caliber gun, the same caliber as the detective's gun.
What? Fail.
The rifling marks also match up. There is no question that the bullet was fired from Detective Arm's gun.
Well, danke für die Kugel.
Rifling marks! They're like a gun's fingerprints on a bullet, correct? And examining the rifle marks on a bullet can tell us the gun it was fired from. One of the bullets the detectives fired found its way into the holographic image display. The other bullet came to a stop near the victim's oxygen tank. The evidence confirms the director's statement that the detective fired 2 shots.
My beautiful contradiction! Gone! All gone! Gone with the wind! Vom Winde verweht. Oh.
So that bullet hole was from a 38 caliber, huh? I'd better update the record.
Ja, mach das, danke, Athena. Very good! Now we know the fate of both of the shots Detective Arm fired! Mr. Wright, does that clear up all of your questions? Ob es das wirklich macht, sehen wir im nächsten Part. Egal ob positiv oder negativ, Bewertung immer gern gesehen. Das war's von meiner Seite und wir sehen uns das nächste Mal wieder. Sehr geil.
Jetzt war ich schon wieder allzu gern.